All right, so tonight we're going over the 48 Laws of Power. My therapist was sick of my ass, and he said, read this book, and it'll help you understand why some people do the things they do. Not everything is about hurting you, not everything is personal. Sometimes it's just to keep you where they want you.
This seems a lot like they want to hurt you with a lot of these rules.
It does, but
Pretty
it's
malicious.
it's malicious to the point of trying to keep you where they want you. Not so much rejection is what I always was doing with it, and like, I don't know, I was going through a rough time, and I can understand why he would want me to find some clarity, and it helped. It also made me hate human beings a little bit, I think.
I,
But not take things so personally.
I agree with a lot of these rules that they could be used for good or just used to better yourself without the intention of hurting someone necessarily, but for the most part they seem kind of like you already have to be in the in the mindset of power games or power plays, and a lot of them do make sense with war generals or something, but when it comes to everyday normal people, it seems a little extreme.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you've had people do crazy shit to you like this. It seems pretty right on the money for
Well,
me.
yeah, we've both
Yeah,
been with narcissists, so
right. So,
and we're not using those terms lightly. We're just
no,
we've
not at
we've
all.
been with at least one in my life where it was, and he told me what narcissism was. Like I didn't know what it was before he explained it to me, and then sure as shit I'm like, he's doing this. Wait a second, he's doing the same things he told me he explained to me.
Yeah,
So
I didn't know what a narcissist really was. I was thinking Narcissus, from like Greek mythology, which I think that's what it
it
comes from.
stems from that.
But I didn't really know the whole psychology behind it until that shit was done to me. So, uh, and then it caused like all the terrible things that were happening to me caused me to be like, what is this person just psychotic or what is wrong with them? And first I thought he was bipolar. And then the closer I looked at it, I'm like, no, this guy is a fucking narcissist.
Yeah, he's kind of blatantly an obvious narcissist,
Yeah.
just outright like thinking that the cops will be on his side because
Yeah. The guy in question, I went to go pick up my son at the same time I do every week. And he got on the phone and told me that I had to go back home and wait till he was ready for me to pick up my son. And I told him to fuck right off. And he proceeds to come down from his job and block me, my son, and my best friend from leaving his apartment complex. And then he calls the cops on himself.
for her being disrespectful was his
Yeah,
his
he
excuse.
actually told the police uh, that he called the police because I was being disrespectful, which that's incredibly self-important, I think.
Yeah, the guy I'm talking about, that was in my life, he was a covert narcissist. He seemed like the coolest guy in the world to everybody, and including me when I was a child. And then getting to know him when he was older and getting a relationship, that was it was well, I could either blame it on narcissism, which he definitely told me about, and or I could blame it on heroin. So I think I'll blame it on both. I think I'll blame heroin a little more for it.
Heroin's a hell of a drug.
Anywho, okay, so rule number one.
Rule number one is 48 laws of power. We're really gonna like dissect these and figure out how we want people to know when it's happening to them, and how you can protect yourself from it, and maybe how you can use it in your own life in a positive, non-malicious way, if such thing exists for that particular law. And I am sitting right in front of the book itself. Yeah. All right.
You can hear the pages flip.
Flip, flip, Philadelphia. Uh, Never outshine the master.
Okay, so yeah, never outshine the master. Each one of these, I'm going to say I agree to an extent
Yeah.
with.
Yeah. Um, in the book, it tells about a guy who wants to elevate himself, his status, his money, his job title, and he ends up throwing a party for the king that totally outshines his superior. and lands him in prison for the rest of his life because he pissed off the master. He pissed off his superior. So I guess it goes without saying. Obviously, you shouldn't piss
I
off the
could.
person above you, but what it's really teaching you to do is ingratiate yourself to people who are more powerful than you, even if you feel like they're beneath you. Ingratiate yourself to them, make yourself subservient to them, and I believe it said strike when the iron's hot. Like pick your time more carefully when to outshine them, basically.
Well, so if I got all of my information and I got all my wisdom from a teacher, or we'll say master, um, that person probably will think lowly of me if I was to say like that was my own information or I found it out myself.
Yeah.
Um, I think you should be humble and know where you got your information from. If someone's teaching you something, you can't really outshine that person because they gave you all the information you know. I get it in that sense, but um, at some point, if you're doing better than that person that taught you something, it's not, I would say, not wrong to excel above them
Well,
if you're
I
doing
think
better
the
than
I
they
think
are.
the lesson here is if you've worked hard for where you are in life, and there are certain people who are kissing your ass, but then uh, maybe being calculated behind your back as to take what you have. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. You have to, if you're in a place of power and you worked hard to be there, you need to be careful of the people around you flattering you or being too giving, because somebody might be doing this as a way to inflate your ego so they can tear you down later.
I would say don't think, I mean, another way to think about this rule is don't forget where you came from.
Yeah.
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 Number two,
Never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies.
see, I definitely agree with this, but to an extent, again, I don't think that you should look at all your friends like if you're, yeah, if you're in a place of power, then maybe this would be more true. But you shouldn't play power games with your friends. It's just crazy. But at the same time, you know, I can see this being good and bad at the same
Well,
time.
I like these rules are right for they're really for people in high places to watch, I would say to watch their own back, but people do this in small ways. I had a manager who would play all of us against each other in work, and she would start fires just to watch them burn because she likes to watch everybody squirm. And, like I think just be careful of who you call your friend. I keep my circle small for that very reason, because I want to know that the people I call my friend, I can actually call my friend. Um,
But that definitely makes sense. If like, because I've had friends that turn on me. Most friends end up doing something against you, and because they know who you are, they can do that easily. And the people I've trusted the most are the ones that have betrayed me the most. So
that's true.
it's true, like that your friends, they can turn at any moment because they're already on your good side. So at any moment they could be on your bad side. They can get jealous, they can get upset that you did something behind their back, or they think that you did something that you didn't really intend to do, and all those things. And they could pretend to be your friend too. They don't have to be your actual friend. You could think they're your friends,
But
but
the point of
having
the
an enemy is, it's obvious that they're your enemy, so they're
yeah,
going to behave in a certain way.
the point of this rule is that enemies are predictable, friends are not. You're never
Exactly.
expecting your friends to betray you, but you can always count on your enemies to behave like enemies.
Oh, and
And
it also said to that an enemy that turns to a friend is way more reliable, which I definitely agree with that too.
yeah, yeah. Did I ever hate you? I don't think so.
I hate myself. Rule number three.
Always conceal your intentions. Rule number 3.
I'm a open book, and it's
I
probably not a good
fucking
thing.
hate this fucking law so goddamn much. I hate it.
I think it's a good idea to conceal your tensions for a little while if you have to at all, but maybe you don't want to have your intentions out there because you're, say, working on a plan and you want to do it behind the scenes so no one taints your, so your plan doesn't get tainted by other people's opinions and things like that. That's fine. I agree with that, but
Yeah.
to an extent, like
But I'm talking like in basic conversation. Like I told you, my ADHD, it, I need context. I need intention for everything. So like when someone's asking me a question and they don't provide context, I don't know why they're asking me that question. I'm going to make up shit in my own head of what I actually think they're trying to
oh
get
yeah,
at.
if you don't fill in the intention for me, I will fill it in for you, and maybe I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, but there's always going to be some suspicion there no matter what.
Yeah, and I think that that it just annoys people. Like, you're not answering my question. Okay, then ask me a question with intention and context. Don't just fucking throw shit at me and expect me not to fill in the blanks because my brain's gonna do it. My brain's gonna do it every time. Uh, and I think that we have to watch out for this one as women because men are so clever at hiding their intentions, and this is exactly how they end up hurting us, or how we lead ourselves to expect things that aren't real. You know, we have to make up the context in our own mind because it's not provided.
Yeah, give me the intention if you just want to be friends. That's great, but don't give me the intention. Don't give me no intention, and then act like you want to be more than friends because you're leading.
Which
That's
I'll
leading.
like it goes into the next rule is always say less than necessary.
Here I go. I
Yeah.
already messed that one up. I'm already screwing that
What do you mean?
rule up because I don't shut up usually,
Oh, I
but
never shut up. It's a problem.
but that's also a good thing to do, I believe.
I think it's good to learn how to be in the silence and in the moment, and I'm trying to get better at it.
I absolutely hate it when other people do that to me, though, and say less than necessary because, like we just said, we're going to fill in the blanks. And
Yeah.
it's because I'm not stupid, is because I fill in the blanks because I'm not stupid.
Yeah.
Or maybe I am stupid. I don't really know. But I'm going to fill in those blanks no matter what.
I think that your mind is overworking and it's just natural for you
Do
to
you
fill
want
in
me
the
to fill
blanks.
it in with stupid
Yeah.
things? Because I will.
I will fill it in with the
Maybe you
dumbest
should be more
shit.
direct and tell me what you think instead of leaving it to stoicism.
But what I gained from that is this is another one of
Gay.
those things to keep gay.
Being
This is
stoic is a gay thing to
it
do.
is such a gay thing to do. It it's another one of those things that leads you to make up your own conclusion, and it's always a bad one. It's always but it's designed to keep you guessing longer and to keep you around, to keep somebody wants to keep you in your place by doing this to you for sure. And it's hard to resist that, I think.
But it is it
It's sexy, yeah.
it has its sexy moments, but it's really, if you want to do stoicism, go behind your closed doors and do it by yourself.
Right.
Fuck out of here with that
Get the
shit.
fuck out of here.
You tell me, you be direct.
This is one that I think is quite hilarious. So much depends on reputation. Guard it with your life. And here's what I think. Uh, this law is about people who are so inauthentic. They don't fucking know who they are. Your reputation is everything. Guard it with your life. A reputation is easily crumbled when the people you surround yourself with don't know who you are. If I died tomorrow, there's nothing that my friends would find out about me that would be a surprise. I don't have a lot of secrets.
Yeah, I agree. It's the only way I was thinking about this rule being used for the better is if you're going to try to, so say I'm off drugs and I want to hang out with people that are off drugs. I don't want to disassociate from my friends that are still on drugs. However, it's a good idea and I should. So trying to do that, it doesn't make me like inauthentic because I want to change my life and change my reputation. However, it's kind of like fake it till you make it in a way. It's like you have to get new friends, you have to be around people that aren't doing drugs. Doesn't mean that I don't know who I am. I just don't know who I am yet, I
Well,
guess.
and this is one of those rules that has two aspects to it, right? You have somebody who wants to improve their life by the quality of the company they keep. And then you have other people who would like you to think that they are better than they are or that they better their life by the company they keep. But deep down, and in their private life, away from these circle of friends, they're actually not any better. And they're just using these people to perpetuate whatever reputation they would like you to think they have.
Yeah, like a broke ass motherfucker hanging out with a group of rich people all the time, thinking that they're high class. Like, no, you're not.
Right. Like Great Gatsby, I'm going to hang out with all these important people and nobody will know that I got my money the dirty way and then I have no class and I'm a poor motherfucker.
Yeah.
Gatsby? What Gatsby?
Role's pretty gay again. Another gay role.
Get a bunch of fake friends that you have nothing in common with that will make you look cool.
Yeah,
you don't have to like these people. You don't have to know them. You just have to be with them. It's about a proximity.
Like, guard your reputation with your life. Don't, like, humans make mistakes. Like, I could see this being a good rule for somebody that has a business, for somebody that's higher up in some sort of business or group or something like that. I can see it being a little different. However, just with a normal person, if you're using this rule in any kind of way besides, I don't know, just trying to better your life.
I always think it's like, I'd rather be like Donald Trump. Just like, I have a bad reputation. This is my reputation is trash. Like, you can't touch me. This is who I am. I don't want a fake reputation. I want my reputation. I want to be authentic in who I am. But then again, it helps if you know who that is.
And I'm human. I make mistakes. I dig from the trash cans. I do things that is a garbage human would do.
I've done terrible things.
And I flaunt it. It's fine.
Yeah. Court attention at all costs. Which this is about, when they really get into it, courting attention at all costs is about drawing attention to yourself, but without making it noticeable.
Yeah, any kind of publicity is good publicity or whatever they say, but
I don't even know how to do that.
Yeah, for my life, I want little to no attention. Even though we're doing this podcast,
even though we're doing this right now, I'm fully expecting to get 40 views and that like 20 of them will be the same people watching it over again and over again. Just,
You know who you are and we love you for it, so thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for that. This is more about getting shit off my chest and less about, I would be so embarrassed. Not embarrassed. I wouldn't care. I guess, like, not care, like, it's hard to explain. It's like the first time I got a video on TikTok that was over 2,000 views, I was like, all right, that's cool. I don't understand it, but okay. But I didn't do anything specifically to get attention. I just read tarot cards and people liked it.
We should put on some lights.
Everything is judged by its appearance. What is unseen counts for nothing. Never let yourself get lost in the crowd. Or buried in oblivion. Stand out. Be conspicuous. Be conspicuous. Be conspicuous at all costs. Make yourself a magnet of attention. Try appearing larger, more colorful, more mysterious than the bland and timid masses.
Yeah, this is another one where I can see it being good if you have a business and
if you're selling yourself, but I think people are always selling themselves.
Aesop Rock doesn't have to sell himself. That's his vibe, so I'm just saying.
Well, he sold himself to you.
Stop it. Stop. No, he doesn't. No, he didn't.
You're falling for it.
He didn't have to. That's why I like him, because he's in the shadows.
Okay.
Get others to do the work for you, but always take the credit.
Get others to do the work for you, but always take the credit.
I will smack someone upside the fucking head. All right, I agree with the first part of that. You should get others to do the work with you or for you, depending on what level you're at or what you're talking about, but always take the credit. I think that's just signing yourself up for some backlash eventually.
I do this thing. I do this thing when there are men around the house I play dumb a little bit. So they'll do it. They'll do my honeydews for me, right? But I have a good reason for that. And the good reason, I shouldn't be giving away.
Guys like projects.
Men love projects, and a man will sit there and watch you struggle with something before they finally go, "Give it, I got it." And you'll get close to catching on to it. You'll get it. It's a lot harder for you because you're not as strong, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Or at least I'd like to
She
make
calls these motherfuckers man meat.
They fall for it every time.
Because they can't turn out a good project.
Men can't. They want to be heroes. All right? They want to, and you know what? You can be my hero, baby.
So, yeah. Anyways,
that's the law. I do the law. I don't take credit for it.
Right. That's just well, you did enlist them.
I did. And
if you didn't, it wouldn't have gotten done, right?
Yeah. So in a way, I can take credit for that.
I guess in this sense that
it's about getting shit done, okay? And not doing the whole rigmarole of you watch me struggle for an X amount of time and maybe I break my neck trying to fucking figure this shit out. Or just saying, I really don't know how this works, the modern combustion engine.
I really think that this law would be better said to have a team, but give the team credit, because otherwise the team will go against you eventually and be pissed off that they didn't get any credit.
No guy is ever going to do anything for me again after.
I think if you're going to use this one in a negative sense, this is a one and done type of law.
Yeah.
You could do that once and then get a lot of credit and then fuck your team. But
I think the whole point of this law is getting the credit for something cool, which I have no desire to do that no matter what.
Right. I'm saying if you're going to use this against somebody or some people, you could enlist a bunch of people. Like I could imagine like Elon Musk having a task force and everybody's working on this project and then he takes all the credit at the end and not, that's a one and done type thing, because otherwise you don't have
Elon Musk didn't come up with Starlink, or is that what it's called?
That's one of them.
Yeah, one of them. The Tesla truck. I'm sure that is the effort of a bunch of people who work tirelessly, and I don't see any of them getting credit for anything.
No, that was definitely not against Elon Musk. I believe he probably does give people credit. That's probably why he has a bunch of people still working for him. But I don't know that for a fact, so don't quote me on that.
He probably just pays him a bunch of money, and they're like, dude, you can take whatever kind of fucking credit you want.
Yeah, well, everyone knows that Elon Musk isn't doing the actual work in these companies. He's like the business magnet. He said, yeah, I'd like to be a magnet.
I'm the silent partner. Next law.
Law number 8, make other people come to you. Use bait if necessary.
I don't do that. I don't fucking do that. Look.
Classic runner chaser.
There's so many ways this is relevant. In my dating life, I see men do this all the time. They will go on your profile and like a bunch of shit. Or they will be like, hi.
Oh, I've even seen them drive by slowly in a truck and just go, baby, mamacita mama, yeah. You got boyfriend?
You got boyfriend?
Fucking
honk honk.
So when does that work?
And that's just a little bit of bait and hopes, just a little bit of bait because it's so tempting. Oh, so tempting. Really depends on the person, to be honest.
Come on, dude. Get the fuck out of here. Number 9.
Law number 9. Win through your actions, never through argument. Damn it, I hate this.
Yeah,
It's one of those things. If you got a motherfucker who's down to prove themselves in your life, they're not gonna argue with you. They're gonna show you.
Yeah, and that's great in everything. That is the way to do it.
That's definitely the way to do it.
It's definitely the way to do it. But if you don't have a good argument, I'm sorry, but that's where you should always have a good argument for something. You might not have to argue about it, and you might not even have to say it. But if you have a better argument, you're likely to win. And if you show it within your actions, then you ultimately win. So
yeah,
your argument is
argument should be the baseline, and then it should be like, let me show you.
If it's not being said, it should be in your head at least a better argument. Otherwise, you're just like, well, I'll just show this motherfucker, even though there's a better argument. You're probably just gonna
The other
fail.
person's gonna be like, "You sure went through a lot for nothing."
Right?
Oops. Sorry, sir. This is where the ego just goes out of control for me. Like, why argue? I can just show them. Okay.
Yeah, I just imagine Always Sunny characters on the ground doing push-ups in the middle of court.
Amen.
All right, law number 10, infection. Avoid the unhappy and unlucky.
Avoid the unhappy and unlucky. You know, I see the most unlucky and most unhappy people go cling to people who seem happy. And I wonder what it does to the happy people.
Drags them the fuck down, usually.
Yeah. Yeah.
But at the same time, I've also been in the other. I've been in both shoes. I've been around happy people when I was unhappy, and that shit just pissed me off.
Yeah.
I didn't try to bring them down. I just was like, you know what, this is just not.
To think that you can change your energy just by surrounding yourself with people who are in a different energy, to me, it just seems like it would be conflicting. And, you know, I don't mind, you know, building people up when they're down, but then I become that annoying asshole.
Yeah, I actually really enjoy being around people that are unhappy and unlucky because it makes me feel better and it makes me just want to bring them up. I don't know if that ever worked, but but it definitely makes me try harder.
I honest to God don't even think about people like that. I don't think
I've ever gotten brought down too much to, like, except for like in a relationship when they were like,
yep,
basically just trying to bring me down type things. But like if I'm around somebody that's, say, a friend, and they're not happy and they're never really that lucky, I just kind of, it makes me be a better person. I feel like it just kind of makes me step up.
I like to rise to that occasion and like being, you know, I'm my brother's keeper, man.
Yeah.
But I've also experienced something very painful around this, is having people in your life who fucking trauma dump on you. And after they're done trauma dumping on you, they basically don't want anything to do with you. And you see them out and about in the real world with friends who look happy and successful. And you're thinking, this person's miserable. And they don't look miserable at all. And you wonder, are they just faking it through life until they can dump their trauma on you?
Law number 11, learn to keep people dependent on you. That's such a narcissist.
Oh my gosh.
Such a piece of shit.
My ex, he would never do the things I needed him to do. Instead, he would do tiny little things for me all the time that were like things that were super inconvenient to me that nobody wants to do, like go check the mail, go grab a pack of cigarettes, maybe go on a trip to the store. He would do these little tiny things for me that I didn't need him to do for me, and I didn't ask him to do either. But after a while, I got so used to him doing them that it kind of, I don't know, I'm not going to say left me helpless, but
it definitely feels like that once everything's taken away or when that person's gone.
Yeah.
You're like, oh wow, there's a lot of stuff that I have to do now. But I never would have had a problem with this if it wasn't for this person picking up those pieces like they were doing something.
Yeah, no, it was totally a manipulation tactic.
You can't answer the phone without me around, man.
Yeah.
You can't get the mail.
Yeah.
You know you can't walk to the mailbox.
Right, and they use that shit in a fucking argument. How are you going to do anything yourself? I do everything for you. And I'm thinking, no, you do a bunch of dumb shit for me that I really don't need help doing. But okay, you keep telling yourself that. And it is hard when somebody like is drilling this shit in your head all the time. Like, you need me. Like, do I? Maybe I do. And you start to think that the littlest task becomes overwhelming because somebody did it for you for so long. But if you really think about it, it's so menial.
Just trying to keep you dependent on them.
Just trying to keep you dependent. That's like narcissism 101.
I've gotten years of mail for you. You'll never survive without me. How will you know what's going on in the world if you don't collect your mail? Law number 11. Use selective honesty and generosity to disarm your victim. Your victim. See, these people... Okay, so, yeah. This is this whole book is for narcissists. Like,
It's
it
this
should just
whole
be called
thing, it's
Narcissist.
just should be called narcissism. And this is
Yeah.
why my therapist wanted me to read this. Selective honesty. Yeah. I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to hear and not the full truth.
Let's read what it says about it too. One sincere and honest move will cover over dozens of dishonest ones. Open-hearted gestures of honesty and generosity bring down the guard of even the most suspicious people. Once your selective honesty opens a hole in their armor, you can deceive and manipulate them at will. A timely gift, a Trojan horse, will serve the same purpose. Pieces of shit, that's all I gotta
Right.
say.
Once somebody trusts you, you can basically lie to them as much as you want.
Selective honesty.
Selective
I hate that rule. That's
Mm-hmm.
the dumbest, and I have nothing good to say about that rule.
Fucking nothing good to say about
I got
that.
nothing good to say about that. All right. You have anything to say about it?
No. Fuck off.
Fuck off, yeah. Fuck off. All right, Law 13. Want to read it?
When asking for help, appeal to the people's self-interest, never to their mercy or gratitude.
I agree with that. I do agree with it. You got to be a salesman in your life, and I want to do things that are going to help me, but also help the other person. So I don't want to appeal to their mercy. I don't want to do things then be like, you owe me, or like make them feel like make them feel like they owe me. So that's not my goal is always to do something for me, but also to benefit you. So I should appeal to your self-interest so I can benefit you.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with like a symbiotic relationship, but as long as the other person's aware or, somewhat aware of what's going on, I think that this can be used in a dark way it's all dark psychology. So yeah.
Well, it definitely could be used in a dark way, but at the same time, that should be the way. That's a sales technique. That's a good technique to be in a relationship. I mean,
yeah, this is definitely one of those that we kind of agree with, I think.
Oh wait, it's when asking for help. Oh, when I'm asking for help. Did I just read that wrong?
I don't think so, because I read it, didn't I?
When asking for help, appeal to people's self-interest. Oh, like this will be good for you, and yeah. So I'm trying to get help.
Like
So
you're
if I'm
trying to get help with
help-
something and tell the person you need help from, this is actually helping you more than it's helping me.
Well, you can definitely use it in a bad way like that for sure. But if I'm going to be like, okay, can you help me do this? It'll also help you with this. That could be true, and I think it's best to have help for both. I mean, if I'm asking for help, I definitely want the other person to be gaining something from it too. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't be asking for help to begin with. So
Right.
I'm not good at asking for help necessarily.
I
so.
hate asking for a favor from anybody, honestly. Especially if it's somebody who I know is going to expect something in return. Or, the people that, like, they want to know the whole story. Like, I hate borrowing money from my dad because he's like, why am I doing this? And I'm like, you want to know the whole story? The downfall of Cassandra Carroll from beginning to end? So you can mock me and tell me how I should be a good girl.
Are you going to do the deed? Goddamn it.
Fucking.
Is it yes or is it no?
Yes or no?
I'll just ask somebody else.
I'll go sell myself for tacos. You just kiss my ass.
It's horrible.
Pose as a friend, work as a spy. That is law number 14. Wow.
Law number 14 can suck a couple dicks too. I don't
Pose
really
as a friend and work as a spy. Yeah, all the dicks. Please suck it.
Can it have any? Can it get any justice from this?
No. Well, read the synapse and see.
It says, knowing about your rival is critical. Use spies to gather valuable information that will keep you a step ahead. Better still, play the spy yourself. In polite social encounters, learn to probe. Ask indirect questions to get people to reveal their weaknesses and intentions. There is no occasion that it is not an opportunity for artful spying.
Thine rival.
Yeah, that just solidified
I don't
that.
have any rivals.
That sucks dicks, dude.
Sucks dicks.
If anybody's doing that on you, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. What are you gonna do?
I'm sorry, and if anybody's doing that to me right now,
somebody's doing that to me right now.
I will find out, and I will come kill you.
Look, one thing I do very well is I gather information on people. Not information, okay? I don't call it that. I save everything just in case people try to lie about me, but that's because I've had such horrible people in my life who try to lie about my intentions. So if anybody ever tries to, like, I don't know, I don't even see how this would be possible, like destroy my character or something.
I'm gonna pose as a spy so I can gain information of how to be a better friend to this motherfucker.
Right.
That's the worst you're gonna get from me. Like,
I would like intimacy in all of my relationships, including my friendships, and even a little bit for my acquaintances.
so
And
I
I would
may
like
work as a spy.
authenticity and intimacy. So I guess I could do that.
I
in a
may collect
positive way.
secret data. I may sniff some panties, and then I'll figure it out. I'll come back to you with better friendship.
I'm gonna figure out what your favorite flowers are, and I'm gonna get them for you on your birthday. Suck it.
I had to really ask around about this.
I'm gonna find out who your favorite band is so I can buy you their album on the day it's released. Cause I'm a bitch like that.
All right, law number 15: crush your enemy totally.
Crush your enemy totally. I don't have an enemy. Who's my enemy?
Wait a second. Yeah, I thought having enemies was a good thing.
Yeah. You want to use it's asking you to use your enemies and to crush them simultaneously.
Yeah, I guess it's either or. So I don't know which one I'd go with. It's a hard one.
My ex is the closest thing I have to an enemy, and I don't want to like crush him. I want him to get mental help. I don't like
that would crush him, I think.
It's hard to find out who we really are. No, I'm like even the people I dislike the most in this world, I just want them to get help and get better. I don't want to crush them.
Right, crush your enemy totally. Jesus Christ, what is this, like Scar coming back from the dead or something? Like, come on, man.
Oh,
Jesus. You killed my father. Like, what do you want? I don't. None of that made sense. But just crush your enemy totally. I don't like. If you're a war criminal or like a general in a war or a general in an army,
you have
military,
some serious enemies that need crushing.
Yeah, I can see where this could be useful. But
I mean, I could.
When do I need to crush my enemy totally? I want him as a friend. When that person comes back as a friend, they're supposed to be more reliable as a friend, right? Yeah. Both of these rules don't coincide for me.
They don't mingle. Maybe it's that enemy that you can't make be your friend, so you gotta crush them.
All right.
Next.
All right, next.
We're tearing this shit up. It's all bullshit.
It's all bullshit.
You guys are a bunch of... Never mind. Oh, you mother... I really hate this one. I really hate Law 16. I fucking want to bury it. Use absence to increase respect and honor. Why I hate this the most is because it works.
I was just gonna say it kind of does.
You're allowing people to create who you are with your absence, and instead of telling people who you are or showing up as your authentic self, just don't be there at all. And then people will make it up in their minds who you are.
Yeah, and eventually they're just going to try to remember the good things because they're probably not assholes themselves, and they'll probably just remember the good things and be like, wow, that person...
I remember the good things about this person. I miss this about this person.
But the reason why the person's not there to begin with is probably because they are a piece of shit and they want to make people forget that.
Right. And, they want to keep you around. They don't want to lose you. The best way to do that is to just pick and choose when they make themselves present and how authentically they show up. It's easier to not be your true self when your true self is an asshole if you're not around very much.
Yeah, you're too scared of fucking up, so you want to like solidify the things you thought you did well in somebody's memory, I guess. I don't... Yeah.
I fucking hate that rule. Keep others in suspended terror. Keep others in suspended terror. Cultivate an air of unpredictability. Also, I hate this one. I hate this fucking law.
Wild card, bitches.
I hate this fucking law. Do you ever have a person in your life you never know what they're going to do? And it keeps your nervous system on edge. And you don't know whether to be afraid or... Oh my God, it's so bad.
I think about Putin with this rule. but I'm rooting for Putin, so I just had to say
I
it.
think about my ex-boyfriend and the fact that I bought apples and then hid them because I didn't know how he would react to said apples that were bought. And if that sounds crazy, it's cuz it is. It's because it is.
Well, it is a good move to be unpredictable. I like that. I do agree with being unpredictable because first off, it gets boring if you're not somewhat unpredictable from time to time. It I don't want to generate terror or cultivate terror in others, but if I was going to have to be terrifying, I guess I would do that. Is the choice I would take would be to be unpredictable. Just where am I going? Where are you going? Where are you going?
What are you doing? I don't
Where are you
know.
going? Where am I coming at you?
I feel like that we're cancers and we're so moody anyway that eventually we're going to have an air of unpredictability about us, especially once we don't have any kind of loyalty anymore. Once we break our own spell, then we're just like, wild card. We're just going wherever the moon takes us at that point.
Yeah.
Not
I'm
premeditated.
sinking right now.
Sinking right now.
So number 18.
Do not build fortresses to protect yourself. Isolation is dangerous.
Yeah.
I need context for this. Excuse me, because I feel like the world is dangerous and enemies are everywhere. Everyone has to protect themselves. A fortress seems the safest, but isolation exposes you to more dangers than it protects you from. It cuts you off from valuable information. It makes you conspicuous and an easy target. Better to circulate among people, find allies, mingle. You are shielded from enemies by a crowd. Which I gather from that, if people want to hurt you, they're not going to do it in a crowd. They're going to do it behind closed doors. Which, one of my favorite things to do, if someone does something particularly evil to me, I will expose them and I will put their shit on blast if I have to. But that's just because if you hide yourself away, a person can hurt you for years and years and years and get away with it and eventually tell the lie that they never did anything to you and people will believe it. But if you just show people who they are, I think that it takes some of the heat off your back. Like, look, I'm not fucking lying. This is how they are. But that's the only way I can see that rule. I don't know.
Yeah, I got nothing to say about that one.
It's the only way I can see it being good is sometimes you're more vulnerable when you hide from the world than you are when you just expose the truth of any situation. I wouldn't take it right down to assassination because I don't think life is that serious. Law 19. Know who you're dealing with. Do not offend the wrong person.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good one. Know who you're dealing with. Do not offend the wrong person. I try not to offend anyone if I can get away with it. Why would you want to offend?
Yeah,
that one just stands alone. Like, you don't fucking do that.
It says there are different kinds of people in this world. You can never assume that everyone will react to your strategies the same way. Deceive or outmaneuver some people, and they will spend the rest of their lives seeking revenge. They are wolves in lamb's clothing. Choose your victims and opponents carefully. Then never offend or deceive the wrong person. Well, yeah, that's pretty.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I had a best friend of mine that was a narcissist. She was really a frenemy. And it wasn't until about 3 years ago that I found out she was following all of my family's Facebook. I had blocked her out of my life completely, but she would still talk shit about me to my own family and my own siblings. And my mom finally came to me and she's like, do you even talk to that girl anymore? And I'm like, Mom, I literally have not talked to that woman in like 8 years. So
still running off fumes, I guess.
Running off fumes, so addicted to my downfall, I guess. Whatever. Law 20. Do not commit to anyone.
I gotta read that. That sounds like
some fucking bullshit.
Sounds like some fucking bullshit right there.
Do not commit to anyone.
It is the fool who always rushes to take sides. Do not commit to any side or cause but yourself. I agree with that. By maintaining your independence, you become the master of others, playing people against one another, making them pursue you. Okay, I agree with the first part, not the second part, but who am I to say?
I'm fucking loyal to a fault. Like, if my best friend just robbed a bank, I'd be like, no, she didn't.
Right.
Prove it. And
Right.
that's just how I am. Like, if I love you, I'm going to take up for you. Probably no matter how horrible you are, because I'll be like, we'll work on this privately. You know you're fucked up
Yeah,
for that, but don't talk about my friend that way.
right. I don't agree with don't commit to anyone, but I do agree to the don't just rush to take any side, because you need to kind of weigh the pros and cons of each side, or how it's going to impact your life or how it's going to impact others, because it's,
I rush to take people's sides.
well, when it's a person, but like a side, like political side,
Oh,
yeah,
politically,
like
no.
when it's a political side or a side of any argument, when there's a lot more to think about than just, yeah, I'll defend a
I
person.
would say that I would defend a person no matter what, but other things, no.
Yeah, it says do not commit to anyone. So, I mean, I don't agree with that, but when you break down the rule a little bit, if it's talking about like a group or an idea, then yeah, I would not rush to do that.
A group or an idea. I mean, nah, I get that.
So, Law 21, play a sucker to catch a sucker. Seem dumber than you seem dumber than your mark.
You know, I feel like my man meat rule has applied like 7 different times here, and I'm starting to feel bad about it.
No, you don't.
No, I don't. I don't feel bad about
No,
it at
you
all.
don't. Yeah, no, to play a sucker, that's a great one, and I everyone uses that from time to
Everybody
time.
uses. Not the only one, am I?
I think it's good to play dumb a lot of times, because you can see what the other person knows without their own, like, without you kind of stepping in the way.
I'm telling you, I will let somebody play in my face for the longest and just pretend like I don't notice. It's more fun that way. And what I mean by that is like I can tell when someone's trying to manipulate me. I can tell, and I'll just let them because deep down, I'm not really manipulated. I just want to see how far they'll go with it.
Oh yeah, I agree.
I just want to see how far are you going to take this rodeo. Like, I don't know. I agree with that law.
Yeah, and when I play dumb, sometimes I'll play dumb. I mean, I am pretty dumb, but sometimes I'll play dumb when I want to see what the other person knows before I give them anything that I know about it. Or if I say too much, then they probably will just kind of say, "Yeah, I get that's exactly what I believe too."
Right.
I kind of want to pry for information or understand what they think before I taint the information with my own.
You just said taint.
It take that funny. 22. Use the surrender tactic. Transform weakness into power.
The surrender tactic, kind of like Harry Potter did in the last, where he pretends to be dead after Voldemort kills him, and then like, gotcha, bitch, like that.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know either.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What was that?
What is on your phone? What is that on your phone? What is that? What is, oh.
Oh my god, it's a scary looking hair, dude. What the fuck is that?
Oh my god.
Oh Jesus Christ, that was scary.
I think my brain just exploded a little.
Oh my god.
There was an almost spider moment.
The light made it look way bigger than it appeared, and I thought it was bouncing around and flying around. Anyways, use the surrender tactic. Maybe I should have. Transform your weakness into power. Can I use my spider weakness as a power? It says when you are weaker, never fight for honor's sake. Choose surrender instead. Surrender gives you time to recover, time to torment, and irritate your conqueror.
That's true.
Time to wait for his power to wane. Do not give him the satisfaction of fighting and defeating you. Surrender first. By turning the other cheek, you infuriate and unsettle him. Make surrender a tool of power. I agree with that, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
know when to give the fuck up.
No one to give up and be like, all right.
I mean, I wouldn't say to just, spend all your time fixing up yourself so you can seek revenge, but that's probably what they would say.
It's that Count of Monte Cristo thing. Like, okay, I'm gonna be locked in this tower. I guess I'm gonna be locked in this tower, and I'm gonna plot my revenge.
My name is Inigo Montoya, whatever. You kill my father, prepare to die.
Why do we always go back to the
I don't know.
Princess Bride?
It's got everything, man.
The Princess Bride is relevant.
It's got romance. It's got action. It's got the stories.
The good story will make you laugh, make you cry.
From the Wonder Years. It's got everything.
That kid from the Wonder Years.
It's got everything you could ever ask for in a story, man. And the story's being read by an older man, so it's perfect.
Isn't it being read by... Never mind. We're going to keep...
I don't know, but I don't care anyway. No one cares. We'll figure it out. They know. Google that. Jamie, can you look that up? So yeah, 24. Play the perfect courtier. Play the perfect courtier. Thrives in a world where everything revolves around power and political dexterity. He has mastered the art of indirection. He flatters, yields to superiors, and asserts power over others in the most oblique and graceful manner.
It's like, be like the mom from Ever After.
Just suck up and be a bitch?
Suck up and be a fucking bitch.
Brown nose is what is it? Is that?
Yeah. Use the people around you. Use society. Use.
I don't like that rule either. Be a suck up.
I know people who fucking did this in high school where there's a hierarchy. I know people who do it now.
I can see that in some people's friend groups of doing that. I hate that.
I know exactly whose friend group I can see it in.
I'm just gonna butt out of that whole entire thing.
Yeah, it's fucking awful.
I don't want to be up anybody's ass, man. I don't like.
No, I'm not.
I don't like none of that. I don't like any of that.
There's a lot
Let's
I don't
go to
like.
the next. Do that if you want to, you pussy.
You pussy. Law 25.
You basic bitch.
Recreate yourself. I like doing this often, actually.
Oh yeah, everybody should do this all the time.
I like changing up my look. I like switching up on my ideas.
I do it till my hair falls out.
She does it to her hair. Now I'm doing it till my hair falls out.
It's contagious. Yeah.
I love a new mermaid look.
Yeah,
There's nothing wrong with changing it up.
What would be wrong with that?
I don't know.
I can't see how that could go wrong. Well, you could definitely. I just thought of Michael Jackson. That's the only thing I thought of. I'm sorry.
Why? I don't think he went wrong with it.
Oh. Oh, all right.
You know how I feel about that. That's fine.
Well,
he was a master at that.
Some people probably would think that he did. I don't know.
You know, I like the soccer mom look.
We'll move on.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Well,
keep your hands clean. I turn the page, I wash my hands. Clean. I turn the page, wash my hands.
I could never keep your hands clean. I'm a human being. I'm going to fuck up from time to time, and I'm going to own that shit.
I'm Tyler. I washed my hands.
I'm Tyler. I washed my hands.
I'm good. All right. Well, keep your hands clean.
If you're a biggity bitch.
Always wipe front to back is the next number.
It gives step-by-step instructions. You must seem as though you are a paragon of civility.
And efficiency.
God, did he steal Jane Austen's entire writing?
Your hands are never soiled by mistakes and nasty deeds.
Oh, Jesus.
Maintain such a spotless appearance by using others as scapegoats and cat's paws to disguise your involvement. Well, maybe just don't do the thing.
Yeah, maybe if you're ashamed of it, don't do it. If you're ashamed of it, we all do shit we're ashamed of, but...
Yeah, show me your hands. You got dirty hands, then I don't trust you if you wiped them off, okay?
I'm not that ashamed.
That's disgusting. Keep your hands clean. Okay, it's clean.
Law 27.
What are you, a fucking mob boss or something?
Right, what the fuck?
Are we talking about mob bosses? Because I could see that. But if we're just talking about regular people, you never can do any wrong, I guess. Keep a nice glove on your hand so you never get your hands dirty.
27. Law 27. Okay, there should be a comma there.
To create a cult-like following?
Play on people's need to believe to create a cult-like following. You know, punctuation is so important. I just want to say that. There's no punctuation. People have an overwhelming desire to believe in something. Become the focal point of such desire by offering them a cause, a new faith to follow. Keep your words vague, but full of keep your words vague but full of promise. Emphasize enthusiasm over rationality and clear thinking. Give your new disciples rituals to perform, ask them to make sacrifices on your behalf, and in the absence of organized religion and grand cause, your new belief system will bring you untold power.
Yeah, that's politics 101.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Disgusting.
Probably good to know. Definitely good to know, but disgusting.
That's why, like, when people say cool shit, I go, that's cool that you say that, and I'll apply that as needed, but I'm not going to buy your book, bro. That's all that is. Don't buy into it.
All right. Moving on, right along. Moving right along.
Moving right along.
Enter action with boldness. That sounds
like it could go wrong.
Good job.
Good job for you to be able to do that.
Good job. Enter action with boldness.
Next.
Go in there with pizzazz.
Spirit fingers will do you good.
Don't be timid and back out after you just made a bold move into whatever. 29. Plan all the way to the end.
That grosses me out. It freaks me out.
That's never gonna happen.
Fucking, like, can you imagine? Okay, you meet this guy you like, and you're like, I'm plotting our entire relationship from beginning to end. This is how it will go.
Tomorrow we're going out to eat. The next day we're going out to eat. The next day that you're cooking me dinner.
And then I will bring him into a sad moment. I'll pretend my dog died.
We've got our whole life planned out. Yeah, I don't understand. Oh, yeah, plan out it.
But I know people do this.
Nothing ever happens when I plan for it. Ever. The way that I plan for it.
And that's true.
I don't like plans because of that.
But I think it's more along the lines of them being so, like, they plan it out, like, as in, if he says this, I'll do that. And they come up with a million different scenarios so they have the correct one in their mind.
Yeah, overanalyzing. I've never done that. It just never works out the way
it never works out for me either.
There's always something you don't factor in.
Or, like, I knew what I was going to do if this situation came about, but now I can't fucking remember because I don't care that much. I really don't fucking care.
Now it's so in the moment that I'm letting emotions handle it, and I'm
oh, God.
I'm going by the...
all the time.
Yeah. Going with the flow, I think that's the way to do it.
I think it'd be like water, bitch.
But if this is a law, is there... Do you want to read it and see if there's any redeeming quality about that law?
I don't want to deem it any law.
Law number 30. Make your accomplishments seem effortless. I think you should just... If they're effortless, then be effortless, but you don't have to make them seem effortless. Why? This took hard work, or maybe it didn't. I don't...
This came super easy to me. Well, what do you get out of that?
It was so easy. I only spent my whole entire life trying to create this, but it was easy. Why do you have to be such a fucking...
Because people will look up to you, and people want the answers. They want to know how you did it. How did you do such a great job?
It took hard work, and you're never going to make it.
Through hard work and perseverance, you can be like me.
You don't have the stamina.
Put everybody else down who tries.
I don't understand why. Like,
we should be all walking each other home, people.
Your actions must seem natural and executed with ease. All the toil and practice that go into them, and also the clever tricks, must be concealed. When you act effortlessly, as if you could do much more. Avoid the temptation of revealing how hard you work. It only raises questions. Teach no one your tricks, or they will be used against you. What kind of world do we live in? I feel like this is just sad. Like, this whole entire book is sad if you go by all of these. Some of them, are good. Some of them you used from time to time, but if you used all of them at every time, and you go by this book, like, that is just the saddest thing I've ever heard.
It really says that you have no personal power, or you have no personal power. You have zero authenticity, and you don't know who you are if you follow this shit. And that is something that is easily exposed.
even if it's called the laws of power, that doesn't mean that it
Doesn't mean anything.
who the fuck are they?
Looks like a bunch of dumb assholes to me. Anyway.
Oh,
Next.
Jesus Christ. Control the options. Get others to play with the cards you deal.
I literally had someone my ex did this to me the other day. He was like, either respect me or leave. And I'm like, I don't respect you and I'm not leaving without what I came for. Those aren't options that I care to partake in. So
that's an illusion of choice.
It's an illusion of choice, sir. And I remembered reading this law. And I was like, this is pure manipulation. He's giving me choices that I don't even want. I'm not a child. This is something you do to a child.
Right. This is what politicians do.
Yeah. The lesser of two evils. These are the only options you get. These are the only choices you get. Choose wisely. How about I don't play that game with you, fucker?
Yeah.
The cops might get involved, just so you know.
Law 32. Play to people's fantasies. I mean, you could do that if you like. I'm all into fantasies. So
I like doing that. But I don't think I'm playing into the fantasy. If it's not a fantasy I want to, I'm not going to play into it. Because what if, push comes to shove and then I have to do something I don't want to do?
It says the truth is often avoided because it is ugly and unpleasant. Never appeal to truth and reality unless you are prepared for the anger that comes from disenchantment. Life is so harsh and distressing that people who can manufacture romance to conjure up fantasy are like oases in the desert. Everyone flocks to them. There is a great power in tapping into fantasies of the masses.
Okay.
Yeah, I see that happening a lot, and
make yourself like an oasis in the desert.
Yeah, it's good when you have some sort of fantasy realm of your own, but when people are making you believe in something that is so out there, like a fucking utopia, that is something you should be wary about.
Yeah.
You should think about.
I'm always like, what are you selling?
I love the cold hard truth of things, and
so
I like the dirtiness and the.
I think that's our Sag moon. I swear to God it is. Because I
like fantasy, but I definitely like reality. I like I like suffering. Suffering is cool.
They say truth without kindness is brutality. No, it's not.
No, it's not. Actually, sometimes it's fucking brutal to be in a fantasy world too.
And I need the brutal truth. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. Because if somebody tries to like sugarcoat some shit for me, I'll be like, well, maybe it's not so bad, or I'll convince myself that everything's going to be okay. But no, it's really not. If I'm dying of cancer tomorrow, tell me that, doc. Put some steak on it. I got some dick to suck.
Bitch, we're dying today.
I got some shit to do. Okay?
We are living in a Schrodinger's cat situation on this planet because we're already alive and dead at the same time. No one had to open the box.
That's true.
33. You want to read it?
Where am I at? 33. Ooh. Discover each man's thumbscrew?
Give me the context.
See, that needs context. Please provide. Everyone has a weakness, a gap in the castle wall. That weakness is usually an insecurity or uncontrollable emotion or need. It can also be a small secret pleasure. Either way, once found, it is a thumbscrew. You can turn it to your advantage. That was clumsily read.
So yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
When you find someone's weakness, just poke them in it.
Well, like I know people's weaknesses, but like when people open up to you, they'll tell you what their weaknesses are, and you know that, but you don't have. I guess if you want power over somebody, you use it against them. But
you know what happens for me? I tell people that I'm scared of spiders, and they send me pictures of spiders.
You know what? I only did that.
Like they're threatening me or something.
Your boyfriend did that, and I did that. I sent you a whole video of somebody made a spider into a doorknob. But I share that weakness. I share that weakness with you. So
I saw that spider chair, and I was really intrigued by that. I really thought that was the coolest thing ever. I would sit in that spider chair.
That spider chair didn't look very realistic.
But no, You know what? I find it very off-putting that someone would send me pictures of spiders when they know that I am scared of spiders. What
There,
a fucking piece of shit. What
everybody has an Achilles
a
heel, but
piece of shit move.
maybe don't step on people's Achilles heel. Maybe don't. But
Yeah, I'm gonna take
if
that as a
some
threat, and I'm not gonna go near you.
yeah, but you got one time with that. If you play that card, you got one time, and people know that you're just there to expose their weaknesses, and they're never going to trust you ever again.
Yeah, I guess that's a one and done rule too.
That's a one and done rule. You got one shot, buddy. It better be good.
Give me a list of your fears
Give me a list.
so I can exploit them. All right, number 34. Be royal in your own fashion. Act like a king to be treated like one.
That
I
could
don't
get
like.
really obnoxious.
God, I hate people.
I hate people.
If people, I just hate people that think that they're the shit or they just need to be treated like the shit. Like, bitch, you're the same as everyone else. I don't care how much money you have, how much authority you have,
It
any
seems
any
so
any of this
simple to
shit.
disarm, and I think that's why, like, as as long as I have been on this earth, anytime I enter a group of friends, I like two people, and everybody else just gets irritated with me or doesn't like me, and I don't fucking care either. And it's usually because, like, when people try to use this type of shit against me, I would always like call them out or expose it, and like, but not like with the intention of hurting them. Just this is my natural way. Okay, so we're gonna stop here, and what do you think of this so far?
Well, I definitely think it's sad.
It is sad, but I think it's important for people to read this the same reason that my therapist thought it was a good idea. Not take everything so personal, and a lot of people are out there using manipulative tactics to keep you where they want you, and hopefully it'll help somebody out. Um, if you don't want to read this book, we're going to continue in part 2, and we're just going to go over the laws and talk about them. It's good to have context and get opinions, and you can tell us what you think of this. We're a little over half done, so yeah. Me personally, I think most of this most of these laws have been used on me plenty of times, and it's definitely good to know. Um,
Yeah, I think most of them are used in the political sphere for sure, and it's definitely good to know how somebody could be using these against you. I wouldn't want to assume everybody's always using these against me at all times, but it's good to know that it's a possibility to be careful of.
and there's context clues. Um, so if you're out there listening, let us know what you think, and watch part 2.
And I'm definitely privy to burning this book after we're done reading.
Yes, burn after reading. It's trash, yo.